Greetings, travelers, and welcome back to Goldbound. Where's the music at? There we go. There we go. Starting screen off, camera on. Oh. Back in the retail setup. How we doing? How we doing, everyone? Oh, Poncho's meowing to go outside, but it's not gonna happen. Sorry, Poncho. You can come up here though and hang out. Also, greetings, travelers. Sagru with the Twitch Prime in the starting soon screen. Hope you're having a great day. And Darkfuel8282 resubscribe with a tier 1. Greetings, travelers. Oh yeah, I should probably save the cable. She's probably gonna go straight for it. We'll see. How's everyone doing? Jaeger, Big Bertha, a resident of Kanto, Anchor, MTJ, Sammy Chewis, greetings, traveler. Wolfden, Citizen Noob, Snores, Timmy. Timmy Tech, did you go again? Did you make a new tune after yesterday? R.I.P. R.I.P. to your hardcore character. Not something you want to see. Oh, there we go. There we go. She's going straight for the cord, guys. Let's go ahead and pop our defensives. Luckily, our defensive cooldown... It's less of a defensive cooldown, more like an aura. It's probably like defensive stance. This is defensive stance. But if we're playing Paladin, it'd probably be like Diva Aura. I was just hanging out up here, guys. This is like a cool spot in Wetlands to just chill. There's only really critters up here, but it's like... I think technically an area you can't really reach on foot unless you jump down there and like rezzed. But it's not got much going on up here. Make sure I'm tracking... One sec. Switch to Outlaw to make sure we're tracking treasure, because maybe there could be like treasure up here. I don't know. Arthea 10 reaching the 65 stream streak. Let's go. Because yeah, there's not much going on up here. There's no mobs. There's no herbs and no ores. I have both herbalism and mining right now. Yeah, I do. I got both on. But nothing. Some sheep. Docile sheep with a dwarven farmer. They're friendly though, so you can't kill them. You can buff them probably, but yeah, it's kind of a cool little area to hang out. You know, when Goldie goes to bed for the night, he probably just pops up here, throws a tent up, waits for the next day. Poncho party equals battle stance. Yeah. That's true. Poncho party is battle stance. Make sure I'm not flying off the wrong way here. I gotta keep getting my herbalism level up. We leveled it up a little bit at the end of like stream on Friday before the opening. But not gonna lie, guys, I did some like skinning over the weekend, like Friday night. So my herbalism is back down to a low level. Let me get farming bar enabled though. Here we go. I do have a couple farms on the agenda, so like. Definitely dual gathering has to go down, just both for raw gold, but also just a test. There will never be a zone in Goldbound that we don't do a dual gathering test on, so we gotta get it in. I think I know how good it'll be, but we'll see. My current suspicions are indeed that the best consistent gold per hour is probably honestly going to be the skinning farm, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's level up herbalism. And see where we don't get to. I'll probably wait until I get the full version to put all of these on the action bars. Have I ever considered gambling all my hard-earned gold away on the unclaimed black market auction house container? I've thought about it from time to time, you know. Black market auction house containers are good fun as far as RNG goes. Can have some good items as well. I haven't bought one in a long time. What is the average like going price of one of those? Is it like 700k now? $100 to $500k, depends on your ego. Sometimes there's a bit of a bidding war going on. Okay. Yeah, that can happen. Just to win. Got crazy lucky with Arcanite Day, so turned 78 arcane crystals into 104 Arcanite. What's the base proc rate? That does seem quite lucky. I feel like on average you would get like a +5 or 10, but you got like plus like 26. Clean bags. Oh, it feels good to have such big bags, man. We were playing Classic yesterday. Look at this. Look at all this bag space we got to work with. Don't mind that 4 of the slots are taken up by WoW tokens, but oh my goodness, that looks good. A lot of bag space. I do have a couple, like I was saying, I do have a couple farms on the agenda. One of which today is going to be these guys. The Bluegill Murlocs. We'll come back to them later. There's some pretty darn good drops on these guys' tables. I'm not gonna lie. I was checking them out. On I think Wednesday or Friday, someone mentioned, hey, you should see what the Murloc's pants are. So like, I was just kind of scouting out some farms, and I was like, oh, we definitely do want to farm the Bluegill breaches. Let's see if we get on kill 1 here. It drops from the foragers. Do we get it? No. We'll come back though. I want to do gathering first. Usually it's around 1.15 or 1.2. That's pretty good then, eh? That's pretty good. We got to be careful up here, remember? I don't want to accidentally fly into the wrong zone. So I'm probably just going to cut straight right here, straight east, and avoid it altogether. I should pay a visit to the gnolls and the dwarves as well. I got some plans. Might, ooh, rare. I'll take a look at their big guy right now. But yeah, Wetlands has a lot of stuff, doesn't it? It's good. Almost done the zone already. Well, we're at... Oh, my BattleNet is doing a update or something. No, we're all good. There's some like sand or something on my desk where my mouse goes. It's kind of weird. Let me fix that real quick. That's better. Cat litter? I hope it's not cat litter. It definitely could be though. If Poncho is just walking there. Yuck. Yeah. Making sure I'm safe where I'm at here. Oh, wow. All the rares are up right now. Rufus? Just bang it a few times. Yeah, so as far as the mailbox opening, this isn't accurate because I have the transmog sales from the video. I haven't gone to the bank to withdraw them from the Warband bank. So we actually have about 20,000 gold more than this. And then I haven't opened the mailbox since like 20,000 that was in the video on Saturday. It's in the Warband bank. I gotta go withdraw it. but I haven't opened the mailbox since Friday. And yeah, so both for, I have like kind of like 3 mailbox tunes going right now. Goldie sells all of my kind of trade goods or quick selling stuff that it will sell relatively quickly. I have a transmog character with all of my backlog, so all of the stock I have going into Wetlands, which is everything from Lockwood backwards. So that's like my backlog kind of transmog character. This morning that character took about 45 minutes to repost all the items, so it's becoming more and more of a onerous task. However, I did see a couple sales come through, so it's definitely worthwhile. And then I have a transmog character who is selling only Wetlands items. That's just so I can see like a very clear breakdown of Wetlands versus old stuff. And then also I do a lot more undercut scans and reposts on the Wetlands stuff. That's kind of what we did for Lockwood, and I think it was a good vibe because we can be a little more aggressive on the postings for our current zone to try to see more of those items sell. Honestly, just by doing more undercut scans. So that's what's going on. And so those 3 characters haven't had an auction house clear since Friday. And you might have noticed in the video that there wasn't the Wetlands auction house clear, and that's because in week 1 we sold zero Wetlands items. And I was doing undercut scans. So that's not a good start, but it is what it is. Hopefully we sell a couple. So as of last Friday at like 4 p.m., I think I opened up the mailbox. 0 Wetlands items sold. Since then, though, we may or may not have sold a couple items. I can confirm we have sold at least 1 item, actually. I just won't say which it was. But we have, I think, over 150 items from Wetlands on that character. So it's not like there's no items posted. We, of course, have, like, the whelps and stuff, but... And the... Yeah, and, like, the rare drops. Get a feeling I was a master merchant in a previous life. Perhaps. Perhaps I was out there merching it up. Gaz the Lock Hunter. All that is to say, let's see if we can't get... Because right now, I'll clear it up today, but we're at about, like, basically, for all intents and purposes, I think with a mailbox clear, 160k? And the WoW token right now, if we look... Yeah, so we're about 100k short as of the last clear. So as long as we can clear 100k this week, we should be good for a roll soon. That's the status as of the last video. Yeah, so we'll do some trade goods. Hopefully we get some more transmog sales. If we get like a good split of trade good and transmogs, we should be able to get there. You had 200k earned in Duratar over last week. I saw the screenshots in the Discord. Yeah, you're just like a cape salesman right now, man. Like, pop it off. Those white chests are no joke, eh? I noticed in Elwyn there is some of those unique appearances that I feel like you can only get from the zone chests. Have I ever considered doing real-world stock trading, or am I doing that? I haven't ever really considered, like, day trading. I do have investment accounts, but my investment strategy is I just, like, dollar cost average, like, buy a set amount every week or every month into, like, index funds, like the market, over a long period of time. That's, like, I've been doing that for... I opened my accounts like 5-6 years ago, and that's what my strategy has been. So yeah, I don't really day trade or anything like that, but I kind of set it and forget it is my strat. Not financial advice, it's just what I do, yeah. Set it and forget it. But yeah. One time I did buy... Chug Life and I were at the gym. And we're like, yo, what if we just bought, like, you know, some NVIDIA stock? And then it proceeded to go up like 40%. And I was like, all right, I'm out. And he held on for like another year or two. And I think we ended up selling at about the same price. That's like the only like individual stock pick I've ever done. And that in Tesla, actually. I doubled up on Tesla once, but that was a long time ago. I just kind of do very like long-term horizon. Like that's like my. If you have, I think in the States it's like a Roth IRA. In Canada we have like RRSPs and TFSAs. I just have a set amount each month I'm saving for like retirement, and that's how I invest that stuff personally. I read, what book is it? Oh yeah. This is the book I read, and then I decided to do that. It's called Common Sense Investing. That's what I read, and I was like, yep, I'm not gonna try to pick stocks anymore. Good read by John C. Bogle. I think my dad recommended it to me, actually. But yeah, I don't think about my investments much at all. But yeah. Would I recommend the book? I'd say if you're looking at like getting some more information on potential stuff, not a bad idea. It's very much not like a how to beat the stock market book. It's just like why you shouldn't try to beat the stock market. It's just buy index funds. Again, hashtag not financial advice, but that is the book that I came to my conclusions from. And then others some information, but yeah. Anyways, all that to say is I have an interest in like real life stocks, but I've never been like a day trader or anything like that. Where is this one at? I don't know how long it'll take until, I think like 175 we should be able to get full versions of all of these herbs. Do you guys say herbs or do you say herbs? That's the real question. I say herbs. I don't pronounce the H. Herbs, like you? Yeah, that's kind of what I say. I know it can be pretty split on how people pronounce it. It's kind of like melee or melee. People are pretty split on that one too. Herbs. Yeah. Hey, Gouda79 resubscribing with a Twitch Prime for 8 months. Let's go. Pretty soon, guys, we're gonna have to get a new rank of the sub badges. Lunch is back. One thing I will say, comparing like the auction house to the stock market, I feel like the RuneScape, if you've ever played RuneScape, I feel like the Grand Exchange is, I almost would prefer it if the World of Warcraft auction house was set up like the Grand Exchange. So the Grand Exchange in RuneScape is basically kind of like a stock exchange where you can put in an order to sell or an order to buy. So you could like list an item and say, I will sell this item for 50 gold, and it just sits there. And someone could put in an order and say, I will buy this item for 70 gold. And once two people have the same order, it's a strike price, and it sells. So it's kind of like cool. It's better for flipping because you can put in like buy orders for low prices. Jaeger, 95 stream streak, 5 to go for the big 100 stream streak. Have we really done 95 streams? That's crazy. That must be every single stream. Monster Fan 68 Twitch coming in with a Twitch Prime. Greetings, traveler. Think so? Darn close. If it isn't, it would have only been like one of the early ones, because I think I've been streaming for only 10 months. And I think on average, over the course of, I streamed less when I started off, but I think I averaged like maybe 2.8 streams per week. So if I've streamed for, it might be 10 months, times 4 weeks, times 2.8, and I've probably only done like 112 streams. So it would have had to be pretty early on. Give or take. I don't know how many streams I've done. Is there a chest down here? There's a dark iron treasure chest down here, guys. Let's go get it. Kind of the same as Eve. I've heard good things about the Eve market. Kind of like the strike price. Alright, what do we pull here, guys? Oh! Okay, some black velvet robes. Let's take a look at these. Those are clean. These are exactly what I would think you would find in a crypt like this. Oh my goodness. Some freaking like cultist was down here doing some weird stuff with the black ooze. Value on these bad boys, 0.017 sale rate. That's a pretty fast sale rate, which makes sense. It looks like a good item. Market value 50k, region average sales 2.4, so a very respectable item. Possible sales on this, I think, would be anywhere from like 10 to 70k realistically, depending on how long you want to take to sell it. So a good item. Arafel coming in with the one gifted community sub. Greetings, traveler, to the gifty recipient, and appreciate it, Arafel. But yeah, that nice pull from the dark iron chest for sure. We can actually put that up here as our best item of the day. And a very cool looking transmog. Does it share any appearances? It doesn't look like it. This is a unique appearance, according to ATT. You're mad you lost yours when the stream dropped a few times? Yeah. That's the thing about stream streaks. I feel like it should be... I feel like with stream streaks on Twitch, it should be maxed out at 1 per day. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if there's multiple streams on the same day and you are at 1, I feel like that should count. You know what I mean? Especially if it's like close together streams. Yeah, both Twitch and YouTube have some problems when you accidentally disconnect. We actually haven't gone up here. Let me... Oh, one sec. I'm getting distracted by all these rares. We haven't gone up to here on Goldie yet. Oh, we can herb these guys. Uh-oh. We'll have to come back once we have a higher level herbalism skill and see if we get any items from them. We urban? Oh, we urban. Oh, there's also another dark iron chest up here, guys. In the Twilight Covert. I do also want to farm these guys at some point, but let's go inside. See what the chest is. I'm assuming it's downstairs in here. This is like I feel like it's kind of uncommon for it to be the Dwarven-styled inn, but have the music still playing with, like, enemies. That's kind of interesting. I guess they're still dwarves, and they got their inn music. They know what they like. This is with the 40 stream streak. Pathel 2 hypers. Pathel 2 hypers indeed. Pull number 2, guys. What do we get? Oh my gosh. Guardian Blade. Another unique appearance. Very lo-fi fantasy. I like that. That's nice. A massive sale rate on that too. 0.01 sale rate. But that's a 10k sword all day for sure. So far, so good, guys, in the Dark Iron chests. That is a sick sword, though. You missed the robe. This is, oh, I just pulled more mobs. 1 sec. This is the robe here. Pretty darn good. It is a little scary kind of doing dual gathering here, though. Or gathering here. I don't want to accidentally explore a locked zone. That's the most sword-looking sword. Yeah, that is a very, very sword-looking sword. That's a good way to put that. Do I have King's Blood up here? I don't know if I have King's Blood up here. How's the Endeavor going? Man, you ever have it where coffee's just like hitting? Like it just tastes so good? That's where I'm at today. To be fair, that's where I'm at most days. But today in particular. Good brew today. I might be some fresh beans today, actually. I got my this is like rapidly becoming my favorite coffee mug. Path wife and I went to Scotland and Belgium this past like November. We went to a few Christmas markets, and this is the Bruges Christmas market Stein. It was like a souvenir one where like you buy it with a beer and it comes, you just keep the mug. It is rapidly becoming my favorite coffee mug because it holds like 700 mils. It's awesome. It's rapidly moved up the ranks of the coffee mugs. Trey, greetings, traveler. How we doing? Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, wherever you are. I guess we're getting close to the afternoon even where I am, so. Lee785, greetings, traveler. Alright, herbalism is at 70, I think, yeah, around probably 150 or 175. We'll stop getting the stems. Or the petals, like as you can see. Like some things we get the full ones for, but a lot of them we don't. Can I add the item of the value on the bar? What would I... This one is a hard one to say. Maybe I should say, like, like, what would the price of this be? Historical price of 125k is a little bit excessive, I would say. Maybe I feel like this, if I would have to estimate what I sell it at, I feel like 20k. You know? We'll call it 20k. You know, that's still 10x average sale price, but below market value. So I feel like that's a realistic sale price for that item. You know? Might not be very soon, but that would probably be what I assume it would sell at. Got a functional version of the Tankard of Terror from the Brewfest holiday. Holds 1.5 liters. That's cool. Like an IRL like version of it. That's cool. I feel like it can be hard to find that kind of stuff. You were doing your challenge, but your goal counter bugged and you thought you were a zone ahead, but you're actually a zone behind. Oh no. You have to catch up to unlock the zone you're already in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Careful. That's a little bit of an oops. Apparently your dad is watching today too. You can get a greetings traveler for him. Yo, let's go. Greetings traveler to Trefo's dad. Trefo's 42's dad. Greetings traveler. There we go. Oh, Poncho's meowing too, saying hello. These guys don't even mind I'm taking their stuff. Addicted to hardcore. Wish the MOG was made over to retail. That would be cool. It would definitely hurt prices though, right? Like there's so many items that I guess might be unobtainable or harder to get nowadays. It's Trefo, Longo, and thanks. There we go. Over on the YouTube stream, greetings traveler. TM Broca, your son's dad is watching. Oh, clever. That's a good one. Yep. Greetings traveler, DM Broca. Okay, Carol, we gotta be careful up here. I'm getting darn close to the kind of the sketchy areas. Let me make sure I'm not going over any zone paths or anything like that. Oops. Wrong button. That wasn't my interact key. Is there any point opening the chests around the Murlocs? Those are... they're kind of all great items. Those were kind of put there, I think, for... kind of like rogue lockpicking, leveling in Classic. So it looks like there's like a bunch of treasure. Matter of fact, for all I know, there could be one dark iron chest hidden in there. But yeah, the value is just kind of all vendor trash, unfortunately. Oh no, wouldn't want a punishment zone. Yeah. I do think Vajir would be Vashir. would be kind of quick. I don't know, though. I've heard good things with the gold per hour there. I've never actually really tested it myself, though. It kind of seems like we got the 2 dark iron chests out of the zone. I don't know how long the dark iron chests take to respawn. In a lot of the other zones, it kind of seems like a couple hours. Like the higher, it's kind of like rares, I think. The higher level zone, the longer the respawns. You like Vash, but you will have to do at least some of the quests to get the fast mount, the underwater breathing. That makes sense, yeah. The underwater breathing and then like the underwater mount will be massive. Hopefully, though, we don't go there anytime soon. Because if we go there, it means we accidentally entered into a locked zone. When playing Classic, how many times have I tried to use the interact key? It works on Classic, too. I have it bound on Classic, so sometimes I do use it. Like when I'm mining in Classic. They put it in, so... Sometimes, for sure, I do use it. Mostly just for like fishing or mining, though. Those are like the main ones I use it for. It kind of does feel like fishing is a little bit less AFK in Classic. If anything, I'd probably have to get the fishing add-on that increases the volume of when the bob rig needs to be pulled in. Not much around this area, though. What I do if I don't get one of the forfeit zones before going out of Eastern Kingdoms or Kalimdor, I would do Outland, and then Northrend. And then once Northrend was done, I would finish up any of those Cataclysm zones that we haven't done yet. If at that point in time we haven't had to use them as a forfeit zone. So before we went on to Mop, I would finish up Cata. Yeah, it's just Cataclysm is so disjointed. Watch you press escape on the interact key. But yeah, no, before, like with Cataclysm zones, it's the one expansion where it's so hodgepodge of where they are on the map, and especially for Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor, that's the plan. For all we know, we could be going to a Cataclysm zone next, though. Twilight Highlands. Wouldn't that be something? Scouting gloves. Alright, we're still not getting full versions of the Steel Bloom and the Life Roots. There might be one more thing I don't have tracked either. King's Blood. I don't have King's Blood tracked. Recently quested through Twilight Highlands on an alt, such a great zone. It's a cool zone for sure, it's big. There's definitely a few farms, like dungeons and whatnot in there, so it'd be a cool one to get. And so I've heard, maybe even some bag upgrades. We got pretty good bags, but bigger bags are always better when you're gold farming. Is the mine with the spiders over near the tunnel where you come into Wetlands still there in retail? There is a spider mine, I'm pretty sure. There's a spider rare there, I think. But I don't know how to get... Yeah, I think it's this one. I could check in there on the next lap around, see if the rare is up, actually. That'd be good. Wait, there's another one here? Oh, there's another one right here. A life root. Sweet. It's a great place to snag some volatile water and fire. Yeah, I do wonder. I haven't done those farms since the open world loot bugs. Is it okay? Like, is the solo farming of volatiles tanked really hard for the water and fire? There might be some fishing for fire there, right? Or is that just high jaw? Because I do get a little bit concerned with the open world hyperspawn stuff going on. Jeez, we're getting like every single rare today. How's it going? It's going great. Out here in Wetlands, just doing the laps, leveling up. Right now, I'm only getting herbs to level up herbalism to the point where I don't get the stems. Like right now, we're still getting like life root stem and king's blood petals and wild steel bloom petals. I think about 175 herbalism we'll stop getting just the petals, and then I'm gonna test dual gathering, see how much gold per hour we can get. Right now the gold per hour is very skewed though, because I got a couple of good items from some chests. So when I go to test dual gathering, we'll have to change the TSM settings just to trade goods, because yeah, we pulled in some good items. I guess I could test this farm out, the battered junk boxes, because they do give coins. If anything, it's just a funny kind of meme farm, because if it's like 18 copper each, it would be like another like 5 gold per hour type of farm. Not even, it'd be like 50 silver. Maybe I'll test that at one point. There's a lot of them around, so. Fire comes from fell iron as well. I think that's the primal fire, right? For the fell iron versus the volatile fire. Because that would be, unless that, like, that's Outland, right? But we might be able to get the fires from like the Elementium or Obsidian in Twilight Highlands. I think some of them can proc. And volatile life. Oh, you get a lot of volatiles from the herbs too. So yeah, well, dual gathering in Twilight Highlands. Oh my gosh, guys, it's gonna be goated. Gonna be absolutely mental. Motes of fire. That's right. And you can bind 10 motes into one primal. A little bit of knowledge from my Traveler series. Actually, now that I talk about it, guys, let's quickly log into Traveler and see how many freaking kills he has. I haven't logged into him in a while. Let's just check on the stats page real quick, okay? Little fun thing to do. If he has 0, do we just start farming on Traveler today? Nah. I'm just curious. It'll take like 1 minute. Almost 82. Actually, we might hit level 82 today since we're dual gathering. We're pretty close. Alright, let's see, guys. What is the verdict? How many kills? Now that, I think at this point, the trial has happened. You know, Traveler would have been on trial. How many convicted kills does he have? We let the stats page kind of hang out. Let's see. All right, guys, it's 27 confirmed kills. 27. And if you were wondering, he's sitting on 82,000 gold. Let me just sell all this stuff while we're here. May as well make some gold off him, right? We got some Null Lotus here. Gamba. Oh, sorry, guys. I opened it right away. I didn't wait. I was just too curious. Wow, prices are down at midnight, hey? Even rank 2 is like... Wow. Jeez, yeah, midnight materials went down quite a bit since we were playing Traveler. The Null Lotuses were down to 600 gold there. Do I still consider it a bug? No, yeah, Bright's right. I kind of jokingly referred to it as the anti-hyperspawn mechanic, as it's like a intended mechanic. But I kind of referred to it interchangeably. Yeah, Null Lotus are down. That's true. The rating, people aren't progression rating as much potentially because it's been cleared. I don't know. All right, we're back on Goldie though, guys. Once we're at the point of getting all of our materials, I'll have to make the Loot Appraiser a bit bigger because we have more than 4 nodes to get. There's grave moss and stuff. Yeah, grave moss is very valuable. It's probably honestly valuable enough where I should go into the crypt when I see a grave moss down here. It can kind of be hard to find though. Maybe it isn't worth it. Unless we kind of get all the spawn locations learned. Was it up here? Oh, there it is. Don't know if that was worth it. Oh, there's 3. That was worth it for sure. Look at that. Yeah, that grave moss was definitely worth it. So whenever I see it in the crypt, let's go inside to get it for sure. I'm imagining there's probably only 1 or 2 spawn locations for it anyways, so once we know the spawn locations, it'll be like the Noble Garden bunnies or the Noble Garden eggs. We should be able to get them a little more efficiently. Also, guys, this is a big day. We are currently 4 days, 8 hours / played on this level. I think we're going to level up today if we do a lot of gathering. We are very close to 82. It's not every day we level up on Goldie. Not even every day played. It's like almost like a full week. Like 4 days played. That's over 100 hours on this level. Yeah, at this rate, like, we level up a lot faster in zones where the gold per hour is really high from dual gathering. Like, we did a lot more dual gathering in Blasted Lands than Loch Madan, so we ended up leveling up more from our time played there than we did in Loch Madan. Because Loch Madan, the dual gathering angle was just not as good as the transmog angle. You came here for Goldie a couple months ago, but now you're really invested in the hardcore self-found mission too. I love that. I'm having a lot of fun on both. I wish like I had unlimited energy and I could just do like unlimited time and energy and I could do like 4 hours on each day. I just can't. And edit. That would be ideal. Start the day off with some farming, get warmed up, and then do hardcore. I would need, maybe we'll just invest in like a really nice coffee machine for the gym, or for the stream room, and then I'll just start double-ending streaming hardcore and retail. I think that'll be a bad idea. It might be a great idea for 1 week, and then I would have to sleep for a week. I have, it's like a thing in my family, I think, where, like, my brother and my dad are the same. We have an abnormally high sleep requirement. And, like, I really feel it when I'm training heavy. Like, if I don't work out on a day, I'm pretty good on, like, 7 hours of sleep. But yesterday, I had a really big training session on squats. And let me look at, like... let me look at my Garmin right now, guys. I track my sleep with my Garmin. I just felt like I needed a bunch of sleep. I went to bed early, and I got 10 and a half hours of sleep last night. Because my body was just like, after the gym and after streaming and doing a bit of editing, it was just like, rest. You need to rest. And I was like, okay. But like days I don't work out, I get by on like 3 or 4 hours less of sleep. And for that, I woke up to my alarm. Like, I didn't just wake up naturally. If I had nothing to do, I could have probably slept like 12 hours last night. It's not always like that, but big training days, like I did a lot of squats yesterday, guys. Multiple singles on like 555 pounds, like 4 or 5 singles, a bunch of sets of 3 on 495, then pause squats and all that stuff. Minimum 9 hours is insane. How do I have time to adult around that? That's a good question. I have like a very similar kind of structure to my day every day. I also don't have kids. I think if I had kids, I would just, it would be impossible to sleep that much. I have the pups, so like, there's a couple things I do, but like the majority of my time is either working or like working out or cooking and cleaning. Like that's literally all I do. But I love it. Like those, like, you know, this is work, right? So it's not too bad. It was a little more draining or taxing before I was doing content full time, because then also you got to keep in mind I was working like more than full time and then trying to do content on the side. So I slept less and I got tired a lot. But yeah, no kids right now definitely is a point in my life where I can do that. I mean, there's just like seasons to it, right? Plus, not even like with like the content creation, but I do work from home, right? So I have no commute, which is very good. So the time I would normally be commuting, I kind of go for a walk the dog. I have kind of like little periods of time where I do certain errands too. For example, every time I start stream, and it's the starting soon screen, I'm usually around for like a minute, and then I go upstairs and I do the dishes and clean the kitchen a little bit while I make a coffee. And so like 10 to 15 minutes every day is like the starting screen, and I end up doing that. So it kind of, I don't know, I end up doing the same things at the same time, so it ends up working out. But I hear some people, yeah, don't need much sleep. I'm like, that's crazy. Like some people, yeah, like can't sleep more than 6 hours. You sleep 5 to 6 a day and you have deep fears of not being conscious. Oh, really? Yeah, that's rough then. Yeah. But sleep is an interesting one. Like some people have, like sleep problems are a very common thing in different aspects, right? Is that a rare? No, it's just a quest mob. You get 10 hours and you still feel tired half the time. Yeah, it's very person to person thing for sure. I used to be a big napper. I haven't been napping as much lately. I feel like, because I would normally nap when I wasn't doing content or streaming. Like on days I don't stream, actually, I'll usually nap around noon for like 40 minutes, like after I eat. Obviously, I'm not going to like pause stream for 40 minutes to nap. So I don't really nap on days I stream. And then like when I'm off stream, sometimes I'll nap like after stream before working out. But it tends to be, it depends on the day. I do tend to nap though. A stream siesta? What if I just napped on stream? Just set up like a thing back there. Poncho would just hang out. Give Poncho the wheel for a bit. But yeah, I do have a lot of caffeine, so that could have an impact on it too. The caffeine intake could like inhibit my ability to wake up without it, so I sleep longer potentially. Alright, we're at almost 150 herbalism. Here we are. Draw some paper eyes on my glasses and stick them to it. Like I'm pretending to be awake in class. Weekend at Wetlands. Like weekend at Bernie's, but I'm just asleep. Brent, greetings traveler. How we doing? Popping in over on the twitch.tv. Hey, Luke Wormed. Greetings, traveler with a Twitch Prime. Alright, soon I'm imagining maybe... I think maybe 25, 24 more levels. We'll be getting the full versions of all these herbs, which is going to be very good. And then we can swap to actually dual gathering for a bit. How many whelpling battle pets have I gotten so far? In this zone or in general? In this zone, I've gotten 2 different whelps. I have the Eben whelp and the Crimson whelp. Overall, though, I think we're at... I don't even know if you count all the bronze whelps. Probably like over 8 or 9 total whelps. You just saw me in Wetlands. You were flying around. No wonder you couldn't find the treasure. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you guys zone into my Wetlands, there's a good chance I've grabbed the treasure chests. Yes. I do apologize for it, but yeah, it's a good possibility. Oh, I was gonna go into the spider cave, wasn't I? Think it'd be a good idea if I did a stream where I was exercising in the background while trying to direct someone else, wife/friend, to farm for me. I kind of want to do something like that with Path Wife, and she's down. But like hardcore WoW, where she starts level 1 in hardcore, and she has like, either I help or I don't help, but like chat can help. So like any knowledge checks, you know, information would have to come from chat. I think that could be fun. Hardcore, it could end very quickly. But something like that could be fun, yeah. Would die at level 2? Well, that's where you guys come in. You got to give her the right info, you know? To be fair, she has literally never played WoW before. So, like, movement, questing, like, everything would be really tough. I don't think hardcore World of Warcraft is the version necessarily intended to play in your first run through, but... We'll have to come up with a reward for her, like best of 3 attempts. Her highest level times 100 is the gift value she gets for doing it. Oh. What if she gets to 60, though? I guess that's $6,000 gift. Could do that. Better pay up. Yeah. Because I think realistically... it would probably be like level 7 or 8 would be like max. For like a beginner player. How about $10 per level? Yeah. I mean, if it was level 60, this would be like a 3-month-long journey. In which case, you know what? That's some good content. But yeah, 60 I think would be a pretty far cry. Even for myself. But I'm going to do it, guys. Don't worry. There's definitely a lot of knowledge checks, though, in hardcore. Yeah, so this is the spider cave we were talking about. I'll go in this more when we get mining going. Notice how I didn't reply? Wait, what? What did I miss? Should be better than me? She might be. I don't know. I'd hardcore WoW? Very possibly. Very possibly. Current... Matter of fact... Let me get this real quick. This is silver. I want it. Good gold. My highest hardcore character so far on stream is 28. Although I don't remember if the lyrics got to 28 or if he was like 1 bar from 28. Man, if Pathwife... Here's the thing. I would be okay if Pathwife got to 60 in hardcore. Because if she legitimately got to 60 in hardcore WoW, it would have to mean she got immersed and enjoyed it. In which case, she's now a World of Warcraft player, and that's worth $6,000. So, I'm down for it. You know? That's a life upgrade right there. So maybe it's worth it. You know, $100 per level. Have to start saving up. Uh-oh, you shouldn't talk. A boar killed you? Oh, no. Uh-oh, Timmy. Are you playing hardcore today? Oh, 07. If that's the case. My highest hardcore character ever, not including stream though, is... And here's my argument for why I think I can do it, guys. My first hardcore character ever, I was just playing myself, no stream, is still alive at level 43. And it's a human paladin named Pathalerix. As soon as I put Pathalerix in the paladin's name, I think I just, like, maybe play a little safer. There is definitely something about streaming hardcore where you definitely, you gotta be conscious to not take silly risks. And also, it's like texting and driving. You always just get, like, kind of just a little bit distracted. I think this run, though, I've been playing a little more how I would play offline, so that's good. Did I just say my hardcore paladin's level 43? My first ever hardcore paladin, yeah. On like the original hardcore servers. He's still there. I kind of stopped playing him though once something came out. Yeah, not the one that we're leveling right now. I think the one... It is confusing though because they're both paladins, both named Patholerics. 1 sec here. Got him. Yeah, both paladins, both named Patholerics, so it is a bit confusing to talk about both of them. But I haven't ever played the old paladin on stream. That was like the OG hardcore servers. Okay, so we're getting the full versions of Wild Steel Blooms now. That's good. Let me see what else we can get. True. Almost died several times on stream earlier this week, ranting about Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's tough. How did stream go, though? You said you were going to maybe stream this past weekend? Staying safe out there? You also get backseated, so you might do something... So you might don't do something that could kill you. That's true. I think past the level where I've done a lot. So I've leveled 1 to 30 like a lot in Classic. I think past that level... Here's my thought process. When I know the fights, I'm like, I can do this. When I don't know the fights, I think having you guys and streaming is going to be a net increase in survivability. Because, like, a knowledge check that I might die to, you guys will hopefully be like, hey, don't. You know? So, I think that will help a lot. From 30 to 60, I think that's going to be... I'm going to be relying on you guys a lot for... some of these knowledge checks that I may just not know about. Like, if I go to click on Blood of the Heroes, I do know about this one. If I go to click on Blood of the Heroes, I'm hoping someone says, don't. You know? We'll see, though. It could go the other way. I could get trolled. Pretty good. Some homies from here came through to hang out. Told a bunch of D&D horror stories. Was super fun. Let's go. That's sweet. You'll be around a bunch this weekend if anyone wants to swing by. Heck yeah. Are you still rolling on Jaegerette? The Rogue? Well, last I saw you were level 36. Alright, Briarthorn. Well, yeah, we're still getting full Briarthorns, of course. That's why you're waiting to level your hardcore character right now. Want to watch some sort of guide by watching me? That's a good call. That's a good call. You know? Because there's a lot of there's just, like, in hardcore WoW, there's a lot of knowledge checks. Double check I'm not too far north. Oh, you're doing Cursed Samurai, Paladin with two-hand swords only. Okay, okay. Cloth armor, but it must be a robe. And the curse part is called the Coward's Curse. If you run from battle, you random roll and must lead an item. I like it. I like it. I like the run from battle aspect. That's cool. So a similar, like, kind of like the Inquisitor, like cloth. Is it cloth all armor though? Yeah, that could get you into some troublesome situations. Cloth and leather for other slots, but only robe chests. Cool, cool. GLHF. Are we only herbing right now? I'm just doing herbs right now to level up my herbalism skill to a high enough point where we get the full versions, because we're getting like the petals right now, which we're almost there. And then once we're at the right level, I'll do actual dual gathering. Just want to save a bit of time to get it caught up, but I think we're kind of like really close. King's Blood is full. Full version of King's Blood. Let me see around here. We might actually be on the right level now. Just another King's Blood. Mick, wish you luck. You're off to Lochmadan. Good luck. Gonna go for some trogs and some ogres. The curse is cool because it really forces you to think. Yeah, definitely. Running away is fine. Well, man, imagine you get Varrigan's Fist. I mean, you won't because it's a mace, but like for Patholerics, if we had the deleted item and we random rolled the deleting weapon slot and had to delete Varrigan's Fist, I would cry. I'd like just straight up on stream break down. Aside from when Valerix at level 20 got his polearm, Varrigan's Fist on Patholerics replacing that low level mace like without getting any drops from Dead Mines was probably the biggest, or one of the biggest power spikes I've ever had in Classic. For sure, though, the biggest power spike was level 20 on the Inquisitor. Like, that was massive power spike, but you really feel that weapon. I just want to make sure the Wild Steel Bloom I'm getting the full rank of before we swap over to Dual Gather. Thrash Blade was a big power spike on your rogue. That would be a big power spike, yeah. 100%. The melee classes, though, really feel those upgrades on the weapons. Such a big aspect of the class. Especially like Paladin, too. Everything revolves around weapon damage. Like, your spells scale off it, aside from Judgment and Exorcism. But Seal of Command scales off it. All that stuff. It's just all scaling off weapon. So it's such a modifier. Warrior Rage too, that's true, yeah. I haven't done too much Warrior. I do gotta think about... I gotta think about what, you know, hopefully doesn't happen. But if we were down Patholerics, we're at the level now. Like, once we're like over 30, it's a situation where if I would definitely go again on some kind of a challenge, but I probably would re-roll. Like, I don't think I'd go Paladin right away again. So I'd have to think about what I'd want to do. I really think, though, I will get to 60 on this Paladin. On Patholerics. Warlock? I mean, technically, Patholock, the Warlock, never died either. That Warlock is sitting at level 24. But he's not on Skull Rock. And he's queued up with non-humans. So he wouldn't be part of the race locked. So Path. Is it Borthers or Borthers? The spelling with an O or an OA? Both are good. I think both are perfect. Greetings, Borthers. Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. We're really close to leveling up here, guys. New guild name? What if we do, like, a rogue challenge? Oh, we just dinged. I didn't think it'd be right now. Level 82, guys. Oh my goodness. That does not happen very often on Goldie. This last level was over 4 days played. That's over 100 hours. Tie, guys. Wow. Level 82 Outlaw Rogue. I think now we can, we're probably high enough level where we can swap to Dual Gathering. Let me get my farming bar updated here. 100 plus hours per level? Yeah. This last level was long. We need 440,000 XP, and like the only thing that gives us XP is herbing and mining. So 440,000. Keep in mind, we have rested XP, and they only give us 100 each, so it's on average 4,400 nodes of like picking up the ore, right? So 4,400 like stopping to like grab an herb to level up on Goldie right now. And last zone was Loch Badan, which the dual gathering wasn't super good, so ends up taking a lot of time. All right, layout. Let's add a couple buttons. Make sure I have all the stuff on here. I'll put these on here. Oops. We're also going to get tin, silver, copper, and iron. So this is like a full action bar. I can track minerals. Let me just get like some of these so I can actually put it on my action bar. And then I'll sell everything just so we have a fresh bag to start off with. I'm pretty sure we get copper ore here. Maybe we don't get copper ore here. Well, I'll put it up there if I get it. What are the blues? Oh, so blues are from the chests today. So far we've gotten 2 dark iron chests. And we got the Guardian Blade, a very cool two-handed weapon, about 10k value. And the black velvet robes, which as is looks like a really cool, you know, dare I say it, cursed samurai. That's the good class archetype right there. Swift thistle, oh yeah. Man, we have a lot of herbs here. There's a lot of herbs here. Alright, sell junk. And then I want to sell items. Just get rid of all the trade goods, just so I have a fresh bag here. How goes the farming? So far, so good. We just got our herbalism up to a level where we can actually test some of these farms. So I want to see how much actual dual gathering gold per hour we can get. Some of the herbs are worth a lot, though. Like, the Swift Thistle was like 8 gold. King's Blood, like 6 gold. Mill value is higher, though. So we might have to, when we do like the dual gathering farm, actually mill it down because, yeah, that's a lot of gold. Mill value on this is lower. Yeah, we'll see though. We'll do a dual gathering, see how much gold we can get. I'm just selling all this so I have. I probably shouldn't have sold that iron ore for that low. Just so I have, like, clear bags. Did we get any more world BOEs? Not since the last one. That was in the video. Not this week. Not this week. Okay. So real quick, guys, we're going to lock in for, like, a dedicated hour of farming here, dual gathering. I do have to use the washroom real quick, so I BRB. Alright guys, we're back. So, the bars are set. There are a lot of different types of materials we get here. Let's test it out. Okay. I will consume the Darkmoon Firewater in one moment. First thing, new session. I do have to change my loot appraiser so I don't actually track. I just want trade skills. I don't want to track transmog value in this current one. Okay. So now we shouldn't get the transmog on this loot appraiser. This will be a raw, consistent gold loot appraiser. Darkmoon Firewater. Let's go. We're locking in, guys. How much? Well, we're not locking in the sense of lock Madan, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right? We're wetlandsing in. Let's get some gold. This gold isn't gonna farm itself, guys. We gotta go out there and tear it from the wetlands ourselves. I'll go for like a few minutes and then I'll open up the loot appraiser, see what we're at after maybe a loop. We gotta be careful over here though. If we go too high on those mountains, it's Twilight Highlands. Not a place I would really want to explore right away. We'll hold that off. And I mean, down the road, like if we do run out of forfeit zones, like theoretically we do Deep Hole and Vashir, Tolbarad, different places like that we're not going to get. We could make it a rule that if we explore an unlocked zone, sorry, a locked zone, the door closes behind us and we literally can't leave the zone for anything until we get a WoW token. You know what I mean? Like we can't go to Molten Core, we can't do X, Y, and Z until we get a token. Like, we're in that zone. We can't bank. We have our Brutosaurus, so we actually could do it. That's another option too for down the road if we run out of forfeit zones. A good forfeit would be buying a black market container. Ooh, that's actually a good idea too. We could use all of our zones, like we could juice the best gold per hour farms and then buy a black market. Yeah. Or re-roll an already unlocked zone. I think that might just be kind of kind of hard from a content perspective, because ideally the forfeit, one way or another, like is entertaining, and we can also get like a YouTube video out of it. But I think if we go back to a zone, it might be a bit fatiguing, both on like just the play style and also on the as you guys as viewers. Does that include not being able to bank with the Warband bank spell? I don't have the Warband bank spell. To be truthful, I have not unlocked it on my account yet, so we'll see. I'll think about those things. For now, though, we do have forfeit zones, but once all the forfeit zones are used up, we'll have to have some idea. Loot is coming in, guys. I feel like the tin ore is probably the worst thing we can get here because it's so few and far between. There's like 2 gold each, but it could come back as an iron node, so it's probably worth it. And we do get copper ore. Well, the copper ore is not on the bar because we don't have enough space right now. Could farm Tolbarad. Yeah, we'll definitely have... I think Tolbarad might eventually be a forfeit zone. We'll see. Silver Pine is hard to stay within the boundaries. There's definitely a couple zones where it's more risky. Wetlands is one of them. Westfall is also one. Like, 100%, if we didn't do that one test for Wetlands on my main, we would have gone to Arathi Highlands by accident. So it definitely helps to test it out. Suggest chicken streamer outfit? Chicken suit? For a month? Oh boy. Do you mind if you mirror the gold locked challenge on Horde side? Yeah, go for it. If you wanna try a gold lock challenge, best of luck with you, and may the gold be ever in your favor. Yeah, Westfall did teach us a very valuable lesson when it comes to testing borders in advance. Because in World of Warcraft, not all borders to zones are as they seem. By a long shot. So it's good to know. Very high density of nodes when you're dual gathering here, though. It's quite nice. The initial look was like 3.3k. We'll see what we can get like once I go through the north, which might have more iron ore, and definitely at least a couple grave mosses. Right, the grave mosses should increase the gold per hour a bit. May your blades never dull. Exactly. There's also strangled kelp out on the borders, but I haven't been really going out there too far. Okay, gotta be careful here. If I go too far north, I'm just gonna cut right. I don't even want to risk it. I know it's safe for a long time, but I just... It's not a, you know, an area I want to risk unlocking at this moment. Am I using an add-on at all to lock/unlock zones? I feel like back in the when there is one. It was zone locked. The only issue with it was, not all of the zones were mapped kind of like ideally, and I couldn't change them myself, so I stopped using it once I needed to spin a new zone, and the available zones weren't on the spinner. I think it's still on the like on Curse Forge though, so you might be able to tinker around with it and get it working. Alright, Grave Moss time. Only one? Ah. We're approaching a lap. Currently, we're sitting around 3.4k gold per hour. So, not bad, especially if we could potentially increase it with milling and stuff like that. But then again, the skinning farm itself was higher gold per hour. How close are we to the token? We're, as of the last mailbox clear on Friday, we're about 100,000 gold short. But the WoW token does fluctuate a little bit, so... we've been selling some transmog in the meantime, but the next mailbox clear I'll probably do this weekend, or this Friday again. See where we're at. Because it's very possible that we could have a zone, a new token this Friday, potentially. With the new skinning tech here, how much quicker is it to get to max? You know, I haven't done a speedrun test. I think it's about... I'd have to actually test it, but I think here in this spot, 1 to 300 classic skinning is probably about 25 minutes. And... in Sunken Temple, it was a little bit more, well, I don't know. I think Sunken Temple took a couple of resets. Like dungeon lockouts was the problem, so you'd have to go farm outside for a bit. Yeah, we're up to 3.5k here. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm getting pretty close here, though. I remember when some of the stone was worth quite a bit more. Scout note. Will it talk a bit too fast in set expansion? Set expansion? Which expansion? Man, like, we got like so many different types of materials in our bags from this. Any expansion? I don't know. Because, like, I think the best, like, realistically... Yo. Dark Claw 81 gifting out 5 community subs. Greetings, Traveler, to the community subs coming in. And thank you, Dark Claw. Appreciate that. Hopefully increasing our drop rates of, I guess, grave moss for the farm. But yeah, I think until we get to current content, like the best gold per hours will probably be like 12 to 20k in old world zones. So we'll see. We might get to a point where we increase the like the amount in new expansions for tokens if it's like just too fast. But I think it's going to be a case by case. We'll see. And also, who knows how long it'll, you know, in some expansions, maybe the token price goes up or goes down. Because we're going to be, like, that, like some expansions won't be for a couple years. So we'll have to see what the market's doing with those tokens down in that, at that point in time. Whalegar's excavation site. Not the best spot to farm, is it? But yeah, we'll see as far as how soon the next rule is. I would imagine it'll be soon, but we'll, you know, if we get a little lucky on some transmog sales and get some good loots, pretty darn good. Unlocking very fast though. I feel like we've been at a good pace. It's been, the last couple have been averaging like 2 weeks per zone. I feel like honestly 1 to 2 weeks per zone is a pretty good pace to like get a good vibe for the zone, test it out, and then also enough time where we can make a good video about it. So I think it would have to be faster than like 1 week per zone, where I'd be like, oof, it's a bit too quick. But yeah, some zones will take longer, which is kind of fun too. The ones that take longer, you end up optimizing some stuff and finding out other farms too. Although Wetlands, we did have quite a head start because we sold the stealth blade. Dark Claw legend, legend indeed. Did I miss the grave moss here? One sec, let me go back. Oh, it was way back here. Maybe it's not worth going. Yeah, it's underneath. I'll get it on the next one around. Honestly, might pop into this cave real quick, just for both for the minerals, but also to see if the rare is up and the razor maw hatchling is up. But there's also iron in here, so it's definitely worth it to pop in. And both are up. Let's go. Defenders, pauldrons, and the scouting, not bad. And the razor maw hatchling. Let's go, guys. Those shouldn't go onto the gold per hour. Oh, they did, though. Huh. I thought I unclicked them from my farming, from my loot appraiser. Did I not press save, maybe? It's really weird. Wait, we also just got burnished pauldrons. Nice little drop. Well, I guess I'll just have to go through afterwards and just add up all the loot in the bags, because, yeah, TSM and loot appraiser is giving us the value from some of the transmogs, so that is now no longer accurate, unfortunately. Not to worry, we do have the calculator add-on for a good reason. Can always use that. You're about 0 to 30k away from next token. I feel like the last little bit of the token is always the most fun. Because then the token fluctuations really matter. And if you could like make a little bit of gold, but if the token price goes up, it's like, oh, can't afford it. But at the same time, the token price could come down. I mean, you guys kind of saw that when we did the Blasted Land stream. It was quite material how much the token was going up and down. So yeah, the last little bit's always kind of fun. Have we completed all of the quest lines? No, I haven't been doing all the quest lines. I definitely could, as I go through, get kind of the achievements, but I've just been focusing more so on the gold. I think up until about, I think Red Ridge I did the full quests. And then in Red Ridge, we hit the point where our level outscaled. And so, I mean, I could do the quests. They give a little bit of gold. But because I'm one-shotting everything, it's kind of, I don't know. I guess I could do the quest, but it's just kind of a bit of a weird vibe, just like questing one-shotting everything. It would be good to get Lore Master, though, I suppose. No, it's a way out, but do I have any plans if I get an epic drop like Blackrock, Bulwark, and Draenor? Is listed for 1.5 mil. In your region right now, that's almost 5 tokens. Yeah, I mean, like, if we get an ultra drop, like, technically we have... The closest thing like that would be Badlands. If we do Alderman, we will be hunting for super drops. Like supers. Like Popal Fez, stuff like that. Or, you know, even when we were doing Nomer again, we were rolling on some rare things, like the Foreman's overalls and all those items. So I'll have to revisit it if it happens, and if we have a sale for that much. But my current thought process is, if we had, like, say, 1.5 mil come in one mailbox clear, I would probably invest a little bit of it into the account in the way of purchasing more Warband bank tabs. Because we do need that on Goldie. So if we had a massive one, I may burn a little bit of it on like bank tab upgrades. That scale's pretty high. But then if we have a couple, you know, enough to maybe roll 2 zones, but not enough to buy a new bank tab, then I would definitely roll 2 zones, but I would explore each zone kind of independently, and I would probably do like a full video on each zone that we get. Like spend a week in each zone, do the best I can to kind of show all the farms and every aspect of it before going on. That's my current thoughts on it. But yeah, as it happens, if it happens, we'll have to kind of address it from there. But definitely, I think bank tabs, I mean, black market auction house containers we've also seen. We could maybe do that. That's technically... here's the thing about black market auction house containers. It's technically an auction house, but it's more so a vendor that you can bid against other people on. It's basically a limited supply vendor that you can bid on, but it's technically an auction house. You know what I mean? So there's a couple nuances with the black market auction house too. But that could always be a possibility too, where we like just for fun roll one of those. Realistically though, yeah. It's probably a bank and multiple zone angle. Lore Master Goldilocked the Explorer. I do like Goldilocked the Explorer. That's kind of like my gold title for him, the Explorer. Because that's ultimately what he's doing. He's exploring. If there's like a merchant title or something, like what's the most gold goblin coded title in the game? Not gonna lie, the Insane also goes hard. Goldilocked the Insane, that goes pretty hard. And we will work towards that. That's the one with the classic professions. Yeah, there's no like Master of Coin title. There definitely could be. Like that'll be cool. The enterprising. Maybe buy the tokens, shuffle for gold, and use the gold for funsies instead of raw using. Yeah, there's definitely some angles we could do for that. Yeah. The salty title is good. I really like the salty title, yeah. Oh yeah, farmer kind of works. The farmer title from Mop. Farmer Goldilocks. That would definitely, as far as gold farming, that fits better than a lot of titles for sure. Gnawbone. Got him. Goldilocks the real deal.